Blackbird, blackbird, singing the blues all day.
Hey, Rhoda, don't you think that project on the 1920s is gonna be really hard?
Yeah, I wish there was some way that we could figure out more about it.
Hey, what's that?
Whoa, I don't know. Whoa. Whoa, where are we?
No, what's that song playing?
Yes, we have no bananas.
Hey, banana!
Whoa, that's mad. It must be the 1920s.
I guess so.
We should go explore.
Good idea. I'm tired already. Whoa!
Whoa, what's that?
It looks like a picture from the 1920s.
That would make sense because we're in the 1920s.
Oh my gosh!
How cool is
Man,
that?
an actual artifact. Look at that. An actual picture from the 20s.
Let's
Yeah.
go to the bookstore.
Yeah.
Wow, these look good.
Hey, I know this book. It's Winnie the
Oh
Pooh.
my gosh.
Who is it written by?
A.A. Milne. Look,
Aw, I love that book.
this is such a good book.
I found this book right here, but it looks kind of boring.
I would much rather read Winnie the Pooh.
This is called All Quiet on the Western Front, the greatest war novel of all time by Erich Maria Remarque. It's about the German army in World War I.
Wow. Another book I remember hearing about from
Yeah.
the 1920s that's not in here is The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That definitely talks about life in the 20s.
Yeah, that's a really good book. Hey, look at this dancer.
Hey, what are you doing?
Charleston.
Right, because
In the 1920s at like parties and stuff.
Yeah. Hey. Hey, I wonder what they wore.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Now. Hey, look at these shoes I found.
Wow, where'd you get those?
I don't know, they were in the middle of the street. I think they're the kind of shoes they wore in the 1920s as the flappers.
Yeah. Speaking of flappers,
Oh my gosh, where'd you find these?
these are some pictures of the clothes that they wore in the 1920s.
Oh yeah, because it was after the war and they realized they
Yeah.
could stand on their own and they wanted to be independent, so they created a look for
raised
themselves.
They raised the hemline and lowered the waistline so it was more comfortable and easier to move around.
Also, they had a more boyish figure, as like they were straight and they had shorter hair. For example, here's some pictures of the hair. Here's a little bun, here's some curls, and here's different other popular styles. This is called the earphone. And a
And
bob.
that's the bob haircut.
Yeah. These are some of the clothes they wore in the 1920s. Here's an example of the shoes, like the ones I have on. And here's an example of the short hair. Okay, let's not. And some of the low waistlines and short hem lines. And the straight figure and the bob.
Hey Mara, what are you doing?
I'm just learning about the art in the 1920s. You know that Pablo Picasso is a really famous artist, and one of his styles was Cubism. And Cubism is basically like a collage. It's taking different pieces of other things and putting them together to make it look like a painting. Here, let's look at some. This one's called Three Musicians, and as you can see, it has different types of, it's like a Cubism painting because it looks like different pieces were cut out and stuck together. Here's another famous one of Picasso's paintings. It's also in the Cubism style because as you can tell, you can depict where the pieces look like they're cut out. It's called Picasso La Danse.
Wow, I really really like that painting.
I do too. Here's something by Ernst. It's called Murdering Airplanes. It's a little different, but as you can see, the arms symbolize the piece of the airplane.
Wow. That's cool.
I know.
Tiptoe to the window, by the window.
Hey, it's a nasty banana.
Oh, gross!
We must be back where we started.
Oh, well, I'm glad we did this time travel. I learned a lot about the clothes in the 1920s, how the women dressed and how they wore their hair.
Yeah, remember the art, like Picasso
Yeah.
and that one weird plane painting by
Yeah,
Ernst?
and also the books like Winnie the Pooh and All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, and Great Gatsby.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Wow, we learned a lot.
Uh-oh, it's almost Thursday, G Block. We're gonna have to turn in our project.
We better get back.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, we're back in regular time.
It is 2012 again.
Yeah, what a
Kind
great
of-
trip. Let's go watch some TV.
Okay. Let's turn on the radio.
Alright, that's even better.
And we're back with Jimmy in the radio room with breaking news about the greatest, most sensational scandal in American history.
Now. Thanks, Otto. We are here with Senator Thomas J. Walsh, who is investigating the Teapot Dome scandal. So tell me what happened, Mr. Walsh.
Well, Secretary of the Interior Albert B. Fall released Navy petroleum reserves at Teapot Dome and 2 other locations to private oil companies at low rates.
Are you saying that a member of the Secretary of the Interior released Navy petroleum reserves at Teapot Dome and other places? What's gonna happen?
Well, I'm investigating because because Fall is suspected to be accepting bribes from these companies.
So, tell us what the outcome was of this.
Well, Fall was fined $100,000 and 1 year in prison, and he's the first presidential cabinet member to go to prison.
Such a scandal.
A dirty.
Scandal. Wow! Oh my gosh, that was such a cool radio show.
Yeah, I can't believe we just listened to a 1920s radio show right after we got back from the 1920s.
I know, now we know all about the Teapot Dome scandal and think it was happening right as we were there.
I know, that's so crazy. Now we know even more about the 1920s.
Yeah, and we can do it for our project.
Yeah, we're gonna do great on this project.
Thank you.